Hey folks, welcome to the backyard again today. And we're going to do something I'm going to say is classic. It can go many different directions. You can substitute the meats. You can do the gravy a little differently. But we're going to do a good one pot dish with you today. And we're going to be talking about pork and gravy. You can do hamburger and gravy. You can do steak and gravy. You can do a lot of different ways. You can do a favorite of mine, which is liver and onions and gravy. But we're not going to go there with you. We're just going to start with the pork. Now we have some pork. It's really thin. We got it. It's boneless, little cutlets of pork. And we tenderize these. And I've got a different little tenderizer. And I'm going to kind of show you a little bit how to use it. Now these pork cutlets, I've already done them because I did them without thinking I needed to show you. I carry a little thing around with me on my wagon. It's like this. It's got a whole bunch of spear points on it. Okay? And you use it by going into the meat and tenderizing it. I don't know what this thing is called. I can just tell you that it works. It's simple. Doesn't need electricity. It goes anywhere. Works in the light and in the dark. And we did all four of them just like that right there. So we got that pork all tenderized up. We're going to cover it up just for a minute because, you know, I'm not a real big joke telling guy or funny kind of guy in a way, but I will tell one on myself. There's a video that's either fixing to come out or has come out already that y'all are going to see me in rare form. See, we thought we was going to be really nice and we was going to get these little wireless microphones to be able for you to hear me better and not pick up a lot of ambient noise. Well, I'm not the youngest guy in the woodshed, but you have to charge these things. So halfway through the video, it got all silent. Some of you may be thinking that's a good thing, but technology, you got to remember all that stuff. All right, how are we going to cook these? Get back on what we're doing. We got a 10-inch, we got a 12-inch Dutch oven, and we got a Dutch oven that doesn't have any legs on it. I use those a lot of times on the grill because the legs won't stick down in through the grill and cause you some problems. We're going to get it on here, and we're going to be getting that Dutch oven a little hot. And to that Dutch oven, we're going to add, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, about that much butter. And we're just going to let, obviously we just put that Dutch oven on there, so we're going to have to let it get a little bit warm. We're going to do that. This is a one-pot dish. It's very simple, easy to make. You can substitute things in this dish many, many different ways, and you can make it your own. As soon as this starts melting a little bit, we're going to put it in here, and we're going to get our pork not 100% cooked because it's going to cook some more when we soak it. I'm getting this in here. And folks, I always do it, and y'all probably get tired of hearing me, but I thank everybody for watching. I thank all the people who subscribe to our channel. It's a very unprofessional channel, and we understand that, and we know we just strive to be like we are. So we're going to let this Dutch oven heat up. We're going to come in and we're going to put them cutlets in. All right, folks, we're good and hot, and we're going to toss these little cutlets in there and see what we can get going. Might need to add a little bit more butter to our pot, but we're going to get these in here, get a little bit of brown on them. We're crowding our pot, folks. I don't necessarily like doing that, but we are crowding that pot. Okay, folks, we did put a little pepper in here with these. If you're wondering what the little color is on there, we just want to get these not really done, but I'm going to say 3/4 of the way done. We're not rotating the oven because we can rotate our food inside the Dutch oven. These feel about right to me. Excuse me, folks, my allergies are kind of, Kind of messed up the camera there a little for you. My allergies are kind of kicking a little bit today. We're going to pull these off and let them rest just a little bit. Like I say, this is a one-pot dish, folks. So to that, we're going to put the rest of this stick of butter that we have in there. We're probably going to put some more, but we'll do that for what we got right now. I'm going to let that butter melt up just a little bit. I like doing one-pot dishes because everything that's in here that's remaining from the meat is going to help flavor the gravy. We have one white onion sliced up that we're going to add to that. We're going to let this go until these onions get a little translucent, tender. And then we're going to put the rest of the gravy making stuff in there. Alright folks, our onions are starting to get a little bit tender. They need just a little bit more, but they're starting to get fairly tender. To that, I want to add just a little bit more butter. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter to that. And we're going to start adding our gravy mixture to that. And we got to be a little careful how we do that. You know, our Dutch oven's kind of hot, folks. So we have to be careful how we put that in there. But to this, I'm going to add just a little bit of pork stock. About a cup or so of pork stock. It's about 4 cups in that box. We can add a little bit more if we need to later, but I think that is pretty close. And then what I like is cream. I use heavy cream, about 1 cup of heavy cream. Now you have to be careful with dairy in a Dutch oven so that it doesn't scorch, folks. All right, milk products can scorch pretty easy. You can't cool off the Dutch oven really quick. To that, we're going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of garlic powder, tablespoon or a little more of what's in their sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and I don't know, about that amount of pepper. That's probably a little more than a teaspoon. Same with salt. Now let's get this stirring up. We're going to get this sticking in here. We may have to pull it off the fire, slow it down a little periodically as we get this going. Well, let's get this simmering up for you. Folks, we're getting kind of warm there in the gravy. I'm going to add these pork cutlets. And I keep doing that. I keep kicking the camera for you. We're going to add these pork cutlets back to this. You can do this with hamburger patties. You can do this with little beef steaks. Like I say, you can do it with liver. I've even done it with lamb. You know, obviously you want to tailor all your other flavors for that. We want to let this come in here and simmer all together in one good piece. Hey folks, we got this really good. You can make your gravy as thick or as thin as you would like. But I just love this dish. I've cooked this dish a lot. It's kind of a universal classic type dish. You can do it a lot of different ways. And comes in handy to have this recipe when you're out cooking. Well, it's a little hot for my fingers. So here we go. I'm going to set this up here where we can get to it. Now, folks, in this pot, we have some skin on mashed potatoes that we made a little earlier. I'm going to put them out in the middle of this plate. We didn't get them real smooth potatoes because of the gravy that's going to go on these. Kind of make a patty type shape out of that. How about that? We'll get y'all to come in here and take a look. All right, we got our mashed potatoes on there. We're going to take our tongs and get a piece of this pork. But first, we're going to get a little bit of the gravy. Gravy and onion on top of that. Our gravy is a little milky because we use, or a little white looking, because we use the cream. And the pork stock doesn't always get as dark as beef gravy. But it depends on how you cook it and what you're cooking it with. Liver and onions, one of my favorites. I really get there. Put a little pork cutlet on there. Let's grab a few of these onions. Folks, that's kind of the good part. Looky there. And then what we're going to do is take a little dollop of these potatoes right on top with just a touch more gravy. What do you think, folks? That's going to be it. That is just a classic. And like I say, it can be done with any type of meat. Hamburger meat, you can do it with small thin steaks. I did it with pork chops that are boneless, or pork cutlets. You can do it with any type of meat you want to make. Folks, this is something to stick to your ribs and stay with you all day. Folks, you know me. I got to try me a bite. Oh, onion. You know, I guess you could call that a comfort food. Something been around a long time. There's various different excuse me, I just messed that up. There's various differences within this dish. You can do it a ton of different ways. Try it. Play around. Enjoy what you do. Enjoy what you do in your kitchen, in your backyard, wherever you're at. Especially, enjoy your food.